Good afternoon, everyone. This is Kelly, your Healthy Habit Advocate. I'd like to welcome you here today, and I want to tell you congratulations for watching this series and being interested in what you can do to help your health and the health of your family. So, but first I need to do my disclaimer that nothing that's contained in this video or any of my videos is intended to diagnose, cure, or treat any health issue. It is purely to give you an education, as well as helping to motivate you to do your own research and get you in charge of your own health and the health of your family, along with partnering with your healthcare provider. Alrighty, so I wanted to start off with a quote, and this is actually a fact. Hidden, undisclosed toxins in the products we purchase for our homes are of greater risk to our health than any environmental air pollution we are exposed to, since we spend 90% of our time indoors. So that means that includes our homes, that includes our workplaces, our schools, our churches. All of these different areas that we spend inside could potentially be poisoning or be poisoning us. And I would say probably in our homes it would be the strongest, because that's where we use cleaning products, our cosmetic products, our personal products, all these different kinds of chemicals. That's where it's mainly focused in our homes. And we think of our homes, again, like we talked about last time, as our most safest places. That's where we raise our family. That's where we teach our children. We pray with our children. We eat with our children. We teach our children in our homes, and we try to create the safest place we can. But often, more times than not, we do more harm than we do good than and we don't even realize it. So let's talk about how these toxins get into our bodies. The first one is that we breathe it in. The other day I was with a friend, and she was spraying her table down with a, oh gosh, what did I do with it? Here it is, with a sprayer, and cleaning, you know, and there was a woman that was like 3 feet away from her, and she just started coughing, and she couldn't breathe. She couldn't even talk, so she just ran outside as quickly as she could so she could get a breath of fresh air. So chemicals can be very harmful to our lungs and how we breathe. So that's one way. Another way is, say for instance you're in your vehicle and you're at a stoplight and it's a hot summer day and you've got your air conditioner cranked up to the highest point, and there's a truck in front of you and all that exhaust is going in to your car, and you can smell it. I know I've smelt it. So oftentimes I'll turn my air conditioner off if I'm at a stop sign or a stop light, so I don't breathe those chemicals in. Another way is where we get it on our skin. Let's say, for instance, you go in, you clean your bathtub, and you clean it so good, and you think, oh, I've done such a good job because I got rid of those pesky germs. And then you hop into the shower. Well, you may not know this, but the biggest pores on your body is at the bottom of your feet. And so those chemicals get into your body very quickly, because the residue that's still in your tub, even after you cleaned and rinsed it off thoroughly, there's still chemical residue there. And then what happens to your children when you get out of the shower and they jump into that tub to take their bath? they not only got it on the bottom of their feet, but all over their bodies. So that's the second way. The third way is by ingesting. Let's say, for instance, you get your cutting board out and you are cutting, say, chicken, and you're preparing your chicken, and you, oh my goodness, I want to make sure my cutting board's clean, so you get that cleaner out and you're spraying it down, or some people even use bleach. I mean, all different kinds of ways to just get rid of those germs. You rinse everything off, you put that cutting board away, and then the next day you decide you've got some fresh strawberries, and you get your cutting board out and you cut your strawberries, and you have contaminated those strawberries with chemicals and popping those in your mouth and ingesting those chemicals, and your children the same way. So those are the three ways that you mainly get chemicals into our bodies. Now, I want to talk about what happens. Let's say, for instance, this glass of water is our bodies, and you know, we're more than likely we're not going to go to an area where we get heavily exposed to a chemical, but we're going to get exposed drip by drip by drip, or exposure by exposure by exposure. And those toxins store themselves in our bodies. And mainly they store in our fat cells. And they just keep filling our body up, keep filling our body up, and keep filling our bodies up. And eventually, what's going to happen? Well, our bodies are going to say, it's going to overflow. You know, the toxin's going to cause our bodies to overflow. And our bodies are going to say, I can't try to process this anymore. I don't know what to do with it. And so they get to a tipping point. And then our bodies start going out of balance. And then if we don't stop and try to do something about it, we can be diagnosed with a disease. So over time, and this is how these, how a lot of these companies that make these products can get away with what they get away with, because it's not a huge exposure, but it's over time, and that's not taken into consideration. So let's talk about a couple of different chemicals. They're parabens and phthalates. And when they accumulate in our bodies, it's called bioaccumulation. And these chemicals can mimic hormones of the endocrine system. And they are called endocrine disruptors. And these chemicals are synthetic, and they may mimic female hormones like estrogen. And they can be very harmful, as well as they can harm our thyroid and cause thyroid disruption. Well, when that happens, things like our metabolism slows down, our energy slows down, our body's mechanism of regulating insulin and glucose is messed up, and then we have a problem losing weight. All of these problems can happen because of toxins build up in our bodies. So those are just a few examples of what a couple of chemicals can do. There is a scads of them, and we might go over a few later on down the line. But I just wanted to kind of introduce you how they get into our bodies. Be aware of that. Find different, more natural ways to clean that are actually good for you and good for your bodies, and stay away from the chemicals, because eventually they could do some major harm. So I enjoyed this. I hope that you did. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.